entire car and shit. And then I got the Kenwood flip screen and shit. And then that was that. And fucking, I was one of the. There was one other person that had a whip too, but I was running around good, bro. Running around good, you know what I'm saying? Had a good job and shit. And then what I ended up doing, I ended up leaving that job because I was like a dishwasher or some shit. So I ended up leaving that job to get this landscaping business and shit. So I left one job making $450 to $500 a week to a landscaping job where I'm making $750 to $800 a week. And that's when I really started really going off and doing my own thing and shit. Cause I was making $1,600 every 2 weeks. And me, I'm the type of nigga that would sit on money. I would sit on some money, you know what I'm saying? To the point, in 2 months of me working and hustling, I done saved up at least 5 to 10 grand. Probably like 8,500 that I had done saved up and shit. Had me a little change and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, at the age of 17, with one of my older cousins, I ended up moving in with them because they had rented a mansion. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bitch, I'm finna come stay with y'all, bitch. Now we're in Bear Lake. Bear Lake in Apopka ain't no, it's surrounded, that rich area surrounded by the hood, but like, you gotta have money to stay in Bear Lake, brother. If you broke, now listen, the only reason why we made it work is because there was like 10 of us living there. That's the only way we made that bitch work, because there was about 10 of us living there and shit. So we made that bitch work. So I had my hustle, my job and everything, so it wasn't nothing for me to go ahead and put more in what everybody else was putting, because I ended up getting the master bedroom because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because my cousin was like, look, if you put in this and such, you get the motherfucking master bedroom and you get to park your car in the garage. Well, nigga, I want to park my car in the garage regardless, because you see how I'm riding. You know what I'm saying? My shit gotta go in the garage. So, excuse me. So, ended up moving, and it was a mini mansion. It wasn't no big mansion, but we called it a mansion because that shit was huge as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Big ass house. It had like, I think it had a 4 full-size garage, and the 5th one was just a 1-car garage, you know what I'm saying? And our homeboy, he parked his bike in there, you know what I'm saying? But I basically had a 2-car garage for myself, you know what I'm saying? And that's where my truck that I ended up buying later on went in there too. And then I also had a master bedroom, you know what I'm saying? And like, I would call for not like $1,000 a month. I don't know what everybody else was paying, but I ain't really give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Here go my 1,000 right here, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then they had like, and we stayed in front of a lake, so our backyard was like this little small area, but then we had a lake that we could go in, swim, canoe, whatever, do all types of water sports, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy, rest in peace, Danny, he ended up buying jet skis and a little boat. So we had jet skis and a little boat back there and shit, to where we could just vibe out and do us and shit, you feel me? And that's basically what we're doing, like every weekend, big party shit, you know what I'm saying? But me, I wasn't really into parties like that. I was, but I wasn't. Like, every time they had a party, if I didn't want to be around nobody, I would just stay in my room and be on some other shit, you know what I'm saying? And just smoke up like a motherfucker. and shit. But yeah, we had the big mansion, and we had the big mansion for a good 2 years. We had the mansion for a good 2 years until people started leaving and going off and doing them. And then it got to the point to where like it was 5 of us and 2 of the other people had lost their job and couldn't help us come up with the money and shit. And I was about to go in and start paying the whole thing until I was like, you know what, fuck that. I'm not even finna get into all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But we were there for a good 3 years, man. A good 2-3 years, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing it, bro. Like, gee, shit, I was doing it for 18. My 18, like, well, before I, like, 4 months before I hit 18, I done bought a badass Trailblazer truck on 24s. That bitch came with, it came on bags. So I was able to lower that bitch down and everything. And then I ended up putting 2 15s in the back of that shit. I had like a TV, I had a Kenwood, and then I had 2 TVs in the back, screen and shit, and then I had a flip down TV up top. That was basically my birthday present to myself. I bought the truck. The truck came for like $3,000 just with the rims, the bags, and the truck itself. I told him to keep everything else because I was gonna do my own shit. So I bought my own flip-up Kenwood stereo, 250 kickers, no, 2 JBL 15s, with a 5,000 watt amp pushing both of them. No, well, yeah, 5,000 watt amp pushing both of them, and then I did some other shit to it. Cause it was a V8, start V8, so I ended up putting some cams to it. Cause it was a engine swap. I think it was a LX3 engine swap. So I ended up putting some cams in it and shit to give it that chop and shit. The exhaust that it had on it was stock, so I cut the exhaust, put long tubes in it, had that bitch barking for real. Had that. Boom, so now I got 2 vehicles and shit. And it was going good for about 2 years until shit went sour and south, and then ended up moving. And then I ended up moving to this apartment in San Lando in Altamont and shit. San Lando had them hoes, bro. They had them hoes out there, bro. They had them Spanish hoes out there, bro. And then I ended up going back to my old neighborhood from Orlando to Altamont. Went back to my old neighborhood, and then that's when I really started cutting up. You know what I'm saying? That's when I really started cutting up, cause I haven't been in that area in a while. Like I left that area basically when I was like 10, so now I'm just now returning back when I hit 18. I'm just now returning back. So a lot of people ain't seen me in a long time, but you know what I'm saying? But they don't know how I'm living or how I'm rocking or if I got money or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So pulled up on their ass, you know what I'm saying, in the motherfucking Caprice Impala and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then that when them hoes started jocking. When them hoes that I grew up with started jocking, my damn swag and shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out, damn, what the fuck, what's up with you, dog? Da 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 da, and that so forth and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then nigga, I started fucking all them hoes, bitch. Every fucking girl I done grew up with, I ended up slanging dick up in them. You know what I'm saying? No cap. They all got it. Straight up, they all got it. The bitch like, you want some bars? You want some motherfucking eggs peel? Come holler at your boy. I got you. Cause back then, that's when I became we called ourselves the Meals on Wheels gang. Because one of our homeboy, he had the drop. He had the plug. He had the connection. Bruh, at one point in time, we was getting barrels. Like barrels. Well, actually, at one point in time, we were getting barrels. Fuck that. We was getting barrels of pills, man. Barrels of pills, bro. Anywhere from Xanax, X pills, Klonopins, volumes, oxys. We was getting all of them. So we end up becoming the Meals on Wheels gang. You know what I'm saying? And that year I had to done ran through 100 mil. No, not 100 mil, but 100,000 easily, and that's saying a lot for an 18-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Who is already making like 5,000 every 2 months. You know what I'm saying? But now I go from making 5,000 every 2 months to where I'm making motherfucking damn near 10, 15, 25, depending on the drop and shit every month. You know what I'm saying? And that was a big ass ego for me, because I ended up buying two places. I ended up buying a townhouse and then another apartment. The townhouse came with garages, so that's where the Impala and the Blazer was gonna be at. And then I ended up buying me another motherfucking Impala. You know what I'm saying? Then I had that, and then I ended up buying me a truck, and I ended up buying me a dog. When I tell you I was stupid with this money, like I done ended up buying like 4 more cars. And then the last one for that time was a van, and that was a van I was doing drops in and shit. You know what I'm saying? But so I had like 2 places, damn near 6, 7 cars and shit, and I was doing good for like 18, about to hit 19-year-old dude. You know what I'm saying? In the street, getting it how I'm supposed to get it. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with the white boys. You know what I'm saying? They got a nigga living good. You know what I'm saying? I'm living good. You feel me? Like, I could go to my townhouse or I could go to my apartment. You know what I'm saying? On the weekends, I'm at my townhouse. That was, nobody didn't know where my townhouse was at. That shit was ducked off. My apartment, people knew where my apartment was. Only people that knew where my townhouse was the ones that's important and who I could trust. Everybody else, they knew where my apartment was, and there was nothing up. You ain't gonna find shit. You can sneak till the police come through, you ain't gonna find shit. I didn't shit where I sleep at. I remember the 10 crack commandments, what Biggie Smalls said. I followed through on that. So, did that. And I had both of them 2 places. I ended up giving up the apartment and shit. And I ended up renting me a house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in my old hood and shit. So I had that shit jumping for a good little 5, 6 months. You know what I'm saying? But I still had the townhouse. I just ended up renting out 2 of the rooms in the laundry room, which is the other room. Well, really 4 rooms, because I ended up renting out the laundry room. The laundry room was big enough for a motherfucker to stay in that shit. So I ended up renting out them rooms and shit while still having my room and shit. And then I ended up moving out of that house and getting me another house and shit. So this house, even though I'm renting this house, but I got other motherfuckers renting it and helping me pay my rent, and still I'm getting paid and getting profit at the same time. So I'm finna do that with this other house, but instead I got sick and tired of having 2 places, so I'm just moving that house for a time and got rid of the townhouse and shit, type shit, you know. But that shit lasted for like a good 3-4 years of doing that shit, you know what I'm saying? Until a nigga got caught up and got banned and shit. And then I got put on adult probation and shit. And then I booked adult probation because I only went to my probation officer one time. High fucking, I told that hoe like, look, man, this the last time you gonna see me. I ain't coming back. Fuck this shit. I ain't doing no probation. I'm out of here. Left. Went on the run for a good 3. I went on the run because my first year getting right, that's when I got locked up and put on probation. So I went on the run for a good 3 years. I was on the run for a good 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And I got fucked up on some shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to get a lawyer and shit. Then my lawyer had to convince them to give me a furlough because I'm not just finna leave my shit out there and these niggas just take all my shit. Like, fuck no. So I had to sell all my cars and shit, sell my house. I was 19 years old with a house, cause the house that I had bought was it was a rent to own. So you rent for I rented for 2 years, and I ended up owning the house after 2 years. So I had that house, you know what I'm saying? And I had to sell the house, I had to sell my cars and shit. I had to do a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? So I know I was facing life in prison because I had kidnapping charges and all types of crazy shit. So I was facing a life sentence. So I needed all the money that I could possibly get, you know what I'm saying? And I ended up selling the house for I sold the house for 80,000. Sold a Trailblazer for 7. I sold the Impala for about 7. And then the other Impala I sold for about 5 because it was just dark. It was just a little hoopty and shit. Sold the van for 5 and sold my other cars for $8,000 and shit. So I amassed over $100,000 in money. You feel me? Half that went to court. Half that went to the lawyer and shit. You know what I'm saying? And the rest got put up, and I went to prison with with an account with $5,000 in my account. So I'm eating good in the county jail. Get transferred. Wherever you get transferred, your money, your money comes with you. So where I was going, it wasn't nothing. I got money. Yeah. Yes. Here. All right, I'm back. I had to get some money. Old lady had decided to order some pizza and shit. She was letting me know and shit. So yeah. So fucking doing that and shit. So the first prison I ended up going to was damn, I forgot the name of this shit. This shit was fucked up. I don't even want to talk about this shit. But fuck that. I ain't finna talk about this shit. I'm gonna talk about this shit a different day. About places I went to, you know what I'm saying? But fuck. That shit was I don't really take nothing back. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Happened what happened. It made me who I am today. A better man and shit. You know? And I ain't on no fucking up shit. But I'm about to end this right now. Piece of people just pulled up. So I'm gonna catch out with y'all niggas.